The rain had been falling all morning, tapping softly against the windows of the small apartment where Adam Hayes sat staring at a cold cup of coffee. His life wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. It was just stuck. Every single day, he woke up tired, dragged his feet to a job he didn't love, came home exhausted, scrolled on his phone until midnight, and then did it all over again. The bills were piling up. Friendships he once cherished were fading away. The dreams he had as a younger man were dissolving quietly into the background noise of his life. But the thing that hurt Adam the most was this constant, nagging feeling that he was meant for more, that somewhere deep inside him, a better version of himself was trapped, buried under layers of procrastination, fear, and years of old, comfortable habits. At night, when the world was quiet and still, Adam would whisper promises to himself. Tomorrow, he'd say. Tomorrow, I'll start fresh. Tomorrow, I'll change everything. But tomorrow always brought the same old routines, the same old fatigue, the same old feeling of being stuck. One evening, sitting in the dim glow of his living room, surrounded by the quiet hum of the refrigerator, Adam whispered something he had never dared to say out loud before. Maybe I am just not meant to succeed. The room felt colder after those words. It felt small, invisible, forgotten. It felt like the final, crushing admission of defeat. And then it happened. On a Tuesday, a completely ordinary, gray Tuesday that Adam would remember for the rest of his life. During his lunch break, he walked to a small, worn-out bench near the warehouse, just wanting a quiet moment away from the noise. But the bench wasn't empty. Sitting there was an old man with a long gray beard, warm eyes that seemed to hold a deep kindness, and a peaceful smile on his face. The old man looked at Adam, not with pity, but with understanding. You look like you're carrying a heavy load, he sighed gently. His voice was calm, steady. Adam blinked, surprised. I guess I am, he admitted, the words coming out before he could stop them. Life weighing you down? The old man asked, his gaze unwavering. Adam could only nod. The old man chuckled softly, a warm and reassuring sound. Happens to all of us, he said, but let me ask you something. What do you think builds success? Adam sighed, the weight of his failures pressing down on him. Hard work, big, audacious goals, a whole lot of luck. Guess it. The old man shook his head with that same kind smile. No, my boy. Success is built by tiny daily habits, small things repeated quietly, consistently. It's the little, almost invisible actions that create massive, life-altering change. Adam frowned. Small things. That doesn't sound like enough to fix all of this. The old man's smile widened. It never does, he replied, and that's why most people ignore it. They wait for a huge, dramatic moment of transformation, and they miss the small, simple steps that could have saved their life. He then reached into his pocket and took out a little stone. It was smoke gray, completely ordinary. He held it out to Adam. Take this stone, he said. Every morning, when you wake up, just pick it up and place it in your pocket. And every time you touch it throughout the day, do one tiny, good habit. Just one. Adam stared at the stone, then back at the old man, confused. That's it? He asked. That's it, the old man confirmed. But I promise you, if you stay consistent, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine right now. Adam hesitated. It sounded too simple, too easy. But something in the old man's eyes of calm, steady wisdom made him reach out and take the stone. The next morning, Adam woke up late, just like always. The groggy, familiar feeling of dread started to creep in. But as he pulled on his jeans, his fingers brushed against the small, smooth stone in his pocket. He sighed, the old man's words echoing in his mind. One tiny habit, just one. He looked at his unmade bed, a rumpled mess that perfectly reflected how he felt. So, Adam made his first tiny change. Habit number 1. He made his bed. It took exactly 12 seconds. But when he was done, he stepped back and looked at it. The room looked less depressing. a tiny island of order in his chaotic world. Later, at work, feeling the familiar afternoon slump, his hand brushed against the stone again. Habit number 2. He drank a full glass of water instead of reaching for another coffee. It was simple, but he felt a little more refreshed, a little more human. When he got home that evening, he walked into the kitchen and saw the pile of dirty dishes in the sink. He felt the stone. No more moldy plates. He washed every single one. Suddenly, the kitchen felt alive again. The next day, the tiny habits continued. He read one single page of a book he'd been meaning to start for years. He walked for just 2 minutes outside in the fresh air during a break. He wrote one sentence in a notebook about how his day was going. He stretched his back for 30 seconds. He took one single dollar from his wallet and put it in a jar. These habits were tiny, almost unnoticeable. Tuando an else, it would look like nothing was changing. But something surprising started happening inside Adam. He felt proud of himself. For the first time in years, a genuine feeling of accomplishment washed over him. Not because he had changed everything at once, but because he had consistently changed something. Weeks turned into a month. Each tiny habit started to trigger another one. Making his bed made him want to keep his room tidy. Drinking water made him want to eat a healthier lunch. Reading one page made him want to read 2, then 3, then a whole chapter. Each small win wasn't just a win on its own. It was building momentum. That little gray stone, once just a smooth, ordinary pebble, had become his anchor. It was a physical reminder of his promise to himself. One small step at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles really does begin with a single step. And Adam was finally walking. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that can help you build a better life. One tiny habit at a time. See you in the next one. The loneliness still stung sometimes, but something inside him grew stronger. He started waking up earlier, and not by force, but naturally. He added a 10-minute walk every morning. He started journaling about what he wanted in life. He started cooking simple meals instead of ordering fast food. He could feel his confidence growing, like a quiet flame inside. The supervisors at work noticed too. "You're more focused these days, Adam," his manager said one afternoon. "You okay?" Adam smiled, a real smile this time. "I'm better than okay." One night, as he wrote in his journal, Adam noticed something profound. He was no longer just dreaming about changing his life someday. He was actually doing it, right now, one tiny step at a time. 3 months after meeting the old man, Adam received news that stunned him. The warehouse was opening a new department. They needed someone reliable, someone consistent, someone disciplined. His manager pulled him aside. "Adam, I think you're ready for this promotion." Adam stood frozen. A promotion? Him? He thought of the stone in his pocket, the tiny habits, the small wins, and suddenly he understood. This wasn't luck. This was the quiet power of consistency. This was the result of microscopic choices repeated daily, stacking up over time. That night, Adam didn't cravat. His eyes softened with gratitude. For the first time in years, he felt proud of the man he was becoming. He rushed to the bench where he first met the old man, feeling an urgent need to share his news. He waited. Minutes passed. Then hours. No one came. Finally, an elderly woman walking her dog stopped and looked at Adam. "You expecting someone?" she asked kindly. "Yes," Adam said, his voice hopeful. "An old man? Gray beard. Gentle smile. He gave me this stone. I want to thank him." The woman's expression warmed softly. "Oh, honey," she said, "you must be talking about Mr. Rohan. He used to sit here every day. He passed away last year." Adam's breath caught. "Passed away," the woman nodded. "But he was a wise man. He helped a lot of people, still helping, it seems." She smiled and walked away, leaving Adam frozen. Then, smiling through his tears, Mr. Rohan wasn't alive, but his wisdom was, and it lived inside Adam now. Slowly, Adam looked at the stone in his palm. It felt heavier now, not from its physical weight, but from the meaning it carried. He whispered into the evening air. "Thank you." Adam didn't become a millionaire overnight. He didn't change the world in a grand, sweeping gesture, but he changed himself, and that's where all true success begins. He still carries the stone. He still touches it every day. He still performs his tiny habits, because he finally understood the most powerful truth of all. Massive success isn't built by sudden bursts of motivation. It's built by small, daily habits, repeated in silence when no one is watching. It's built in the boring minutes, not the big, exciting moments. Consistency always beats intensity. Progress always beats perfection. And tiny, manageable steps will always beat impossible goals. And Adam, he's no longer the man waiting for miracles to happen to him. He's the man creating them one tiny habit at a time. What's the one small step you can take today? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.